Come November, there will be scores of candidates celebrating election victories, including some who will eke out a victory by the narrowest of margins. Those who come out on top will have something in common. They were those who began preparing months, in some cases years ago, for the day when the final votes are tallied. I mention this in case you're thinking about running for something next year or the year thereafter. Your chances of winning will be greatly enhanced if you get ready for the journey now. Indeed, I'm already working with candidates who are running next year. In this video, I'll talk about what you can do now to enhance your chances of winning an election. And I'll start with some personal items. Number one, talk to your family. You need to have a conversation with your spouse, your partner, your children, and loved ones. They need to be on board. Ideally, they will be partners in your endeavor. Campaigns are hard on families. They take an obscene amount of time. You won't always be home for dinner. Some of your weekends will be spent on the campaign trail. There will be times when members of your family must endure an inconvenience or even ridicule because of something you say. If they hate what you're doing or come to resent the sacrifice involved, your family life at home will be a miserable wreck, and that will affect your performance as a candidate. Number two, take stock of your family finances. This past year, I worked with a candidate who neglected to do that. His message was terrific, well received, and he got off to a great start. Then came the reality of his financial situation. His business revenue plummeted because of his absence. Soon he was borrowing money to pay the mortgage and keep food on the table. His promising start hit the brick wall of an empty checkbook. It is common for candidates to make financial sacrifices to run for office. Make sure you have enough tucked away to pay normal household expenses, the mortgage, and routine credit card bills. And one more thing. Never put your own money into a campaign unless you can afford to live without it. If you lose, you'll never get it back. Number three, if you want to run for the right reasons. I know there are a lot of clowns in politics who revel in the attention that comes from spewing hate and sowing discord. If that is your motivation for running, rethink what you're doing. Sure, you will get your 15 minutes of fame, but you'll also leave your reputation in tatters, embarrass your family, and end up in the dustbin of history. There are plenty of good reasons to run for public office. Ask yourself what you want to accomplish, how you're going to make life better for your state, community, or jurisdiction. What wrong would you like to right? What injustice would you like to correct? What problem do you want to solve? What program would you initiate? What policies would you change? If afforded the power of public office, how would you do the things you hope to accomplish? It's called knowing yourself. A political campaign's a stressful inconvenience, asking people for money, time away from work and family, absorbing the brickbats inherent to political combat. You will have difficult days. The price you pay will be easier to bear if you're fighting for something larger than yourself. The best friend you'll ever have in politics is knowing the higher purpose you seek to serve. Number four, study your jurisdiction. You need to know something about the jurisdiction and the people you hope to represent. Population trends, age, ethnicity, race, religion, education level, household income, number of households with children, major employers, number of people living in poverty, voting patterns, number of likely voters, partisan party affiliation. What are the important service and civic organizations in your community and who leads them? What are the major newspapers and news outlets? Buy a subscription and make it a habit to read the daily newspaper so that you're always up to date on what is happening in your state or jurisdiction. Get in your car and get a first-hand look at the towns, cities, and neighborhoods. Make note of what you see and problems that need to be fixed. Number 5, renew old friendships. You can't get what you want without the help of other people. And now would be a great time to check in with friends and renew old friendships. Chances are you have a lot of friends that you've forgotten you know. Inventory your cell phone contacts, Facebook friends, LinkedIn connections, high school and college yearbooks. Inventory the places you've worked, the people you've met in volunteer activities, charitable causes, or organizations you belong to. Every single one of the people you've met during your journey is a potential volunteer or campaign contributor. If you find that you don't have many friends, now is an excellent time to make new ones. Get involved in a charitable or a worthy cause in your community, and you'll make a few. Number 6, put together a brain trust. All candidates need a group of trusted friends willing to tell them the truth. Assemble a small core group of the smartest people you know. People who will serve as a sounding board, give you feedback on your ideas, your platform, and offer constructive criticism when it's warranted. Start meeting with them periodically. Seek their input and ask them to help you with your campaign message. If you don't know any smart people, meeting some needs to be at the top of your priority list. Before I go, I'll add one more to this list. If you've ever been active on social media, take a look at your post and make sure nothing you've said will come back to haunt you. That nothing you have posted can easily be taken out of context. You can assume this. In a competitive election, your opponent will be looking at every post you've made, every word you've said, everything you've ever retweeted. If what you have posted poorly reflects on what you think or believe, best to get that off your social media accounts before your opponent finds it. These are just a few of the things you can and should do if you plan to run for office during the next couple of years. Nearly all of those running this year began doing this more than a year ago, long before they announced their candidacy, long before they began posting about their plans on Facebook. The earlier you start, the more fun your election night will someday be. I'm Jay Townsend.